Hi, welcome to the FightEdge channel. Eddie here, the promoter of the WBA, WBO, IBF and IBO heavyweight title holder Anthony Joshua, assured that serious measures will be taken in the training camp of his ward to prevent infection with virus on the eve of the fight with Alexander Usyk, despite the fact that AJ himself has already suffered from this disease. Former world heavyweight champion Tony Bellew believed that, in theory, Alexander Usyk is not the same difficult opponent for the WBA, WBO and IBF world champion Anthony Joshua as the WBC title holder Tyson Fury, but the British veteran pays tribute to the Ukrainian's boxing skills. Tony Bellew believes that his former rival Alexander Usyk will give a serious fight to the WBA, WBO and IBF world champion Anthony Joshua, but believes in the victory of AJ. Former world featherweight champion Barry McGuigan shared his opinion about the upcoming fight between Joshua and Usyk. Usyk's tricks and boxing skills will create problems for Joshua, but McGuigan is sure that the titled Briton will still overcome the Ukrainian. British light heavyweight prospect Joshua Buatsi shared his opinion about the upcoming fights between Joshua and Usyk. Buatsi assumes that this fight will be interesting, but believes that in the end his compatriot will win. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I am trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. Eddie here, the promoter of the WBA, WBO, IBF and IBO heavyweight title holder Anthony Joshua, assured that serious measures will be taken in the training camp of his ward to prevent infection with virus on the eve of the fight with Alexander Usyk, despite the fact that AJ himself has already suffered from this disease. It is necessary to take measures. If you visit Joshua's camp, you will see that everything is at an extremely high level there. The measures they are taking are very serious. I believe that Usyk has the same situation. I know that Joshua has had virus, and he still has antibodies. I'm not sure if Usyk has them. But again, at this level, you won't see Joshua appearing in public, attending games, shows or just hanging out with people. He has looked himself in the camp, and I'm sure that everything will be fine with us, said Eddie Hearn. Recall that the Joshua Usyk fight is scheduled to take place on September 25 in London. Former world heavyweight champion Tony Bellew believes that, in theory, Alexander Usyk is not the same difficult opponent for the WBA, WBO and IBF world champion Anthony Joshua as the WBC title holder Tyson Fury, but the British veteran pays tribute to the Ukrainian's boxing skills. Usyk is the best boxer Joshua has ever met in the boxing ring, the best born boxer without a shadow of a doubt. Potentially, the fight with Usyk is not the most difficult for Anthony, because such is this fight with Tyson Fury. But yes, Usyk is the best boxer Joshua has fought with. Alexander's abilities, how good his technique is, the arsenal of punches, this make him an outstanding boxer. Without doubt, Joshua will not meet a better boxer than Usyk, Tony Bellew said in an interview. Former world heavyweight champion Tony Bellew believes that his former rival Alexander Usyk will give a serious fight to the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, but believes in the victory of AJ. Is Usyk capable of knocking out Joshua? He can wear him out. Send Joshua to the knockout? Of course, this is not my opinion, but a scientific fact. After such a blow, you find yourself on the floor. Whether you will get up depends on your level of physical fitness. The question here is what kind of shape you are in, how strong you are, how strong your legs here. This is a difficult, not an easy fight. Everyone says that Usyk rose from the first heavyweight to heavyweight, but he was a greatest cruiser who ever put on gloves. Usyk is not an ordinary cruiser. He is a big guy, a natural heavyweight. It's just that Usyk does not belong to the generation of modern heavyweights. This is a difficult fight, but I think that Joshua will cope because his size and the way he sits on Usyk will play an important role. I think Anthony will catch him, Tony Bellew said in an interview. Former world featherweight champion Barry McGuigan shared his opinion about the upcoming fight between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. I think that the problem with the country is that he's not able to naturally gain weight and put on almost 10 kilograms, which required him to feel comfortable in the heavy division. His tricks and boxing skills will create problems for Joshua at the very beginning of the fight. But in the end, Joshua will get to him, and either he will be able to finish, or he will simply beat him, winning by a crushing judicial decision. Former world heavyweight champion Tony Bellew said that he will support his ex-rival Alexander Usyk in any other fight, but not in the upcoming fight with Anthony Joshua. In other fight, I will not want Usyk to lose. I have nothing but love for him. He is an amazing boxer, the best I fought. Great. I would literally cheer for him in a fight against any other opponents. But I have known Joshua for a long time, since he was a member of the British national team. He is an excellent fighter in his own way, Bellew said. British light heavyweight prospect Joshua Buatsi shared his opinion about the upcoming fight between Anthony Joshua and the mandatory challenger for the WBO belt Alexander Usyk. Buatsi assumes that this fight will be interesting, but believes that in the end his compatriot will win. Usyk united the titles in the first heavyweight division. As for me, Joshua is the first big name he got in the heavyweight division. So we will see how it goes. I think Joshua will deal with him, but let's not underestimate anything. This is a good fight, but I believe that Joshua will take over, Joshua Buatsi said in an interview. The former coach of the former world heavyweight champion Joseph Parker, Kevin Barry, is convinced that Anthony Joshua is unlikely to defeat Alexander Usyk if he fights with him in the same way as in a rematch with Andy Ruiz. According to the expert, in this confrontation, AJ needs to get aggressively from the start. I will tell you what Joshua won't want to do. He needs to use the advantage in height, power, arm span and give free rein to his fists. Joshua needs to overcome Usyk and knocking him out. Go through him at the beginning of the fight. If Joshua uses the same tactics as in a rematch with Andy Ruiz, then Usyk can easily outbox him. Therefore, I believe that this is a fight in which Joshua needs to show who is a big dog here, Kevin Barry said in an interview. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.